What happens when one guy is destined to date 100 soulmates and actually survives it? In this episode, a single science experiment turns his girlfriends into the wrong bodies, forcing him to identify their souls like it's Among Us. Then the solution? Kissing every single one of them. But before his heart can explode, he accidentally feeds a starving girl half an egg sandwich and unlocks another soulmate. From food battle tournaments that defy physics, to babies, maids, baseball psychos, beauty wars, tsundere overloads, and a literal hair-based world apocalypse, this isn't a rom-com anymore. It's a full-scale survival anime, and Rentaru Aiju is fighting for his life with nothing but love, loyalty, and dangerously good boyfriend energy. The episode opens with Hikari Hanazono casually dropping that relationships usually get boring after 3 months. She points out it's been over a year since their last big event and warns their bond with Rentaru Aiju is about to stale. To fix it, Kusuri Yakuzen unveils a new drug meant to spice things up, but her formula goes wrong, explodes into smoke, swapping the girls' bodies instead of tweaking personalities. Chaos ensues. The girls argue, and Rentaru, already overwhelmed like the world's most overworked boyfriend, now has to identify whose soul is in whose body. Bro can barely handle one girlfriend. Now he has to identify souls like it's Among Us. Karane Inda, in Nano's body, immediately starts abusing the situation, clinging to Rentaru and sniffing him like a feral raccoon, thinking she can get away with it. But Rentaru instantly figures it out because he's memorized how every single one of his girlfriends talks. Yes, this man is built different and also deeply exhausted. He quickly figures out Kusuri is inside Akari's body because she casually mentions needing to pee and diapers. Yeah, Hahari is in Kusuri's body and is enjoying being young again a little too much. Nano is inside Inda's body. Shizuka is stuck in Inda's body and looks like she's freezing to death. Now, Rentaru tries to fix the situation, and Shizuka suggests headbutting as a solution. They try it. It does nothing. Before we continue, hit subscribe if you enjoy anime that completely ignores logic and emotionally overloads its protagonist for sport. Drop a like if you think Rentaru deserves hazard pay, and comment which girlfriend would have ended you first, because this story only gets more unhinged from here. Everyone immediately agrees to stop before they cause brain damage. Rare common sense moment. Then Hahari, in full mom mode, suggests kissing Rentaru might work. She pats his head, calls him a good boy, kisses him, and boom, her soul flies back to her body. The girls are shocked. Rentaru is emotionally collapsing. Nano logically concludes the solution is obvious. Everyone has to kiss Rentaru. This man is one kiss away from cardiac arrest, but he pushes through like a true protagonist. One by one, he kisses Nano, Kusuri, Shizuka, which nearly makes his nose bleed out completely, Inda, who punches him immediately after because tsundere law, and finally Hikari, who hugs him and kisses him lovingly. All the souls return to their bodies. Crisis alt. Rentaru, however, looks like his heart is about to explode. Hikari asks how he felt about the shakeup. He admits it was exciting, but says he likes them better just the way they are. So naturally, they all tell him to kiss them again, because peace was never an option. Later, Rentaru goes to the cafeteria to buy egg on toast, but accidentally bumps into a girl named Kurumi Haraga. Instant spark. Another soulmate unlocked. Rentaru immediately notices she's a middle schooler, but Kurumi snaps back, saying she's not banned from the high school cafeteria. She then realizes she forgot her wallet and leaves, pretending she doesn't care, while clearly starving. Rentaru finds her later sitting alone and offers half his egg on toast. She tries to refuse, but hunger wins. The moment she eats, her entire personality changes. She becomes cheerful and explains that she has an insanely fast metabolism, meaning she's always hungry. Worse, whenever she hears or sees food, she gets intense cravings and becomes irritable. That explains the attitude. She even wears a hoodie and headphones just to block food triggers. Honestly, this girl is fighting demons daily. The next day, Kurumi craves a menchi katsu sandwich after hearing classmates talk about it. Unfortunately, it's sold out everywhere. She spirals, thinking she's a terrible person for pushing Rentaru away earlier. Then Rentaru shows up like a shoujo manga protagonist, holding a homemade menchi katsu sandwich. He reveals he made it himself using cafeteria ingredients and burned his hand frying it. Kurumi is stunned. She asks why he's being so kind when she was rude to him. Rentaru tells her the truth. He finds her charming because she genuinely enjoys eating. He says she makes food look delicious and somehow meals taste better when they're together. Kurumi finally gives in and asks him to keep eating with her as her boyfriend. Another soulmate secured. He introduces Kurumi to the other girls, and she immediately says she doesn't want to be friends with them. The girls accept this with terrifying positivity. Nano even admits that while befriending them is inefficient, she stays because she loves them all. Kurumi decides they're all weirdos. Finally, Rentaru announces a food fight festival, where the winner gets prize money and special gelato. Kurumi insists she can win alone, but Hahari points out middle schoolers need a guardian. Kurumi reluctantly asks Hahari to be her guardian, but Hahari demands to be called Mommy. Kurumi refuses with her entire soul, so in the end, she joins the group anyway. Because once you meet Rentaru, resistance is meaningless. The episode opens at the food fight festival, where the host announces 5 rounds with points adding up to determine the winner. The qualifying round is brutal. Eat as much plain rice as possible, with side dishes giving no points. Kurumi insists she'll handle everything alone, irritating Inda, but Rentaru intervenes, planning to ease her into teamwork. As the round starts, Kurumi gets distracted by side dishes, so Rentaru quietly tells her to eat them. Her high metabolism means extra food won't slow her, but other contestants fill up and sabotage themselves. Kurumi's food looks so good that everyone copies her, ruining themselves, while Rentaru eats non-stop, claiming it tastes amazing with his girlfriends nearby. Their team barely lands in the top 3, behind Chanko, a legendary eating champion, and the Gorilla Gang. The first main round is bubble tea. Hahari encourages the girls to handle it, but Kurumi joins and pairs with Shizuka. Despite Kurumi slowing down, Shizuka's efficient small bites secure second place again. Next, speed sushi. Kurumi savors it instead of rushing, while Nano swallows without chewing, finishing just as Chanko wins. Facing the Gorilla Gang, Nano uses a ledge to scare herself into finishing, and Rentaru carries her away. The spicy tofu round goes to Inda, who powers through, and the cake round sees Chanko dominate until Hikari's comment about weight freezes half the contestants. Inda revives Hikari and Hahari, keeping the team strong. Kurumi finally notices how much the others have carried her. Rentaru declares it's the power of love, leaving Kurumi baffled. The final ramen round, worth double points, forces Kurumi to finally fight seriously. Chanko, cheating with a mechanical suit, still leads, but Kurumi keeps pace. As she slows, the girls jump in to support her, and Rentaru proclaims they'll win with love, giving her the strength to continue. Chanko switches to his second form and tries to finish using his real stomach, but his tank fills up first. In the final seconds, Rentaru asks Kurumi to feed him the last bite, promising to let her taste anything she wants afterward. She does. Chanko throws up in disbelief, and Rentaru casually explains that he can't puke when his girlfriend feeds him. Naturally, their team wins, Kurumi apologizes for her attitude, and everyone shares the prize gelato with her. Later, she thanks Rentaru for helping her bond with the girls, reminds him of his promise, and instead of naming a food, she kisses him, admitting she could get used to the taste of his lips. And just like that, Rentaru survives another episode without dying, which honestly feels like the real miracle here. At Hahari's mansion, where she's treated like royalty, Hikari admits she always admired her mother, but notices she's acting strangely. Her suspicions are confirmed when Hahari proudly displays handmade baby clothes and orders everyone to wear them. Rentaru tries, but Hahari warns his adult size could tear the clothes. She then reveals Kusuri created a medicine that can turn people into babies. Hahari insists it's safe with her reversal drug, but casually notes that reversing it within an hour could be fatal. Naturally, no one wants to try. Hahari breaks down, wanting to play mommy, and Hikari scolds her for acting immature. Rentaru tries to calm things, but Kusuri steps in with science, sending a cat to fetch the medicine. The cat panics, the drug destabilizes, and Rentaru shields Hikari as it explodes. When the smoke clears, all the girls have turned into babies. With the reversal drug unusable for an hour, Rentaru and Hikari are forced into full parent mode. Hikari jokes it feels like they suddenly have kids, while Rentaru admires their angelic looks and ignores the chaos. Baby Shizuka panics near the rooftop, baby Kurumi attacks Hikari, and baby Nano pokes Rentaru's eyes while trying to escape. Baby Kusuri tries to drink the medicine early, but is stopped. Inda and Kurumi fight over milk and burst into tears, leaving Hikari overwhelmed by childcare. Hahari clings to her like a koala, and when Hikari loses her grip, Rentaru dives to save the babies. They laugh at the chaos, while Rentaru keeps going until everyone is exhausted but strangely entertained. By nightfall, the babies finally fall asleep, leaving Rentaru completely exhausted as Hikari tends to his injuries. She admits parenting is far harder than she imagined, and Rentaru wonders if Hahari felt the same raising Hikari alone. Hikari recalls Hahari once calling her a shining ray of hope, which hits harder now. Hahari later apologizes for ignoring her daughter's feelings, and Hikari urges her to finally enjoy life after all her sacrifices. Touched, Hahari agrees, until Kusuri reminds everyone about her baby vacation medicine, and Hahari immediately demands a turn. Later, the group relaxes with snacks. Hikari compliments Kurumi's emerald-like eyes, sparking a discussion about eye colors. Hahari praises her maid Mei, whose eyes no one has ever seen. Mei reveals they're rainbow-colored, but says she can't open them anymore after smiling for her master for so long. Her facial muscles now stuck. She spirals into guilt, and even suggests cutting her eyelids open, forcing Hahari to urgently shut that down. The girls realize Mei's loyalty is genuinely terrifying. Despite keeping her eyes closed, Mei proves she can still see by catching a falling pot before it hits Rentaru. The girls try everything to make her open her eyes. Shizuka attempts to scare her. Kusuri suggests melting her face, Nano fake stabs her and traumatizes Shizuka, and Kurumi even offers a sweet bun. Nothing works. Rentaru realizes Mei's happiness depends on seeing Hahari happy. He tells a story with a word-mixing mistake that finally makes Mei laugh, revealing the embarrassing slip was actually Hahari's. That breaks Mei's restraint, and she opens her eyes, instantly confirming her as another soulmate. Flustered, she closes them again out of loyalty, but Hahari urges her to follow her own heart. Overwhelmed yet honest, Mei asks Rentaru out on a date, officially expanding the family once more. The next day, Mei arrives at Rentaru's house to pick him up, acting more like a perfectly programmed assistant than someone on a date. Rentaru remembers that when Mei asked him out, Hahari immediately told her to behave as his personal maid. Hoping to actually get to know her, Rentaru asks where she wants to go, but Mei only asks what he wants. When asked what she enjoys, she says she loves Hahari and starts driving to her mansion. Told to think of something else, she says she loves Rentaru and turns the car around. Realizing she has no personal interests, Rentaru suggests the park. At the park, Rentaru asks Mei to choose food, but she refuses, saying he should not worry about her. To draw out her preferences, he asks her to cook, only for her to reveal a homemade bento she made that morning because she was excited for the date. She hid it so he could eat whatever he liked, making Rentaru realize her selflessness is actually dangerous. When asked why she seems restless, Mei begs him to give her orders so she can serve him. He tells her to fetch a tree branch, instantly regrets it, and panics. Even when he tries to fix things, Mei admits she believes her life is worthless and that serving others is her only purpose. Rentaru finally orders her to stop being useful, explaining that her presence alone makes him feel better. Mei misunderstands and hides behind a tree, thinking she is helping by doing nothing. When Mei returns to Hahari's mansion assuming that is what he wants, Rentaru frantically calls her and admits his heart races just imagining her alone. That finally makes her understand. Remembering how Hahari once saved her life and told her she was not worthless, Mei accepts Rentaru's confession, officially becoming his girlfriend. The girls welcome Mei, and Hahari immediately suggests everyone dress as maids. Inda protests, Rentaru does not, and soon everyone is in maid outfits while Rentaru plays a butler referee. Hahari starts a water gun maid battle, promising hugs and kisses as a reward. Chaos erupts, eliminations pile up, and in the end, Rentaru declares there are no winners, meaning everyone wins. He is left soaked and questioning his life choices. Later, Mei explains her past in a confusing way that leaves everyone emotional except Kurumi. When Mei asks why Hahari saved her, Hahari casually says it was because she found her cute. The girls agree Hahari should never say things like that out loud, but Mei is honored anyway. Everyone concludes that Hahari and Mei are both idiots, and somehow fit perfectly into Rentaru's growing disaster of a love life. The next day, girls stepping on a scale and instantly regretting every bite they enjoyed at the festival. All that happiness came with weight gain, except for Kurumi, whose metabolism is so broken it deserves scientific research. Declaring this unacceptable, the girls decide to train together. Rentaru, meanwhile, thinks they are already dangerously cute and that any more improvement might actually break reality. While watching them, Rentaru notices a lone girl passionately recruiting students for the girls' baseball team. The moment they lock eyes, the soulmate shock hits. Before he can process it, she asks him to join her team. He awkwardly reminds her he is a guy, then learns her name is Iku Sutu. She explains the team will be disbanded if they lose an upcoming practice match. Iku reveals she is the only member left. Her teammates went overseas to chase national-level training, while she stayed behind to keep the team alive until they return. Rentaru tells her she cannot do everything alone, but Iku insists hard work solves everything. She casually mentions doing over 10,000 swings a day and enjoying the pain, which is when Rentaru realizes she is not just dedicated, she is a full-blown masochist. When Iku collapses from exhaustion, Rentaru begs her to stop, but she claims suffering only makes her stronger and even asks him to hit her during training. Instead, they practice properly, and afterward she massages his foot while thanking him, creating a moment that is somehow wholesome and deeply unsettling. The next day, Iku realizes she has fallen for Rentaru, only to see him holding Nano's hand and feel instant jealousy. She later asks him out directly, but Rentaru hesitates, explaining he already has 8 girlfriends and is unsure he can make her happy. He pretends to reject her, which excites Iku so much that Rentaru nearly coughs up blood from stress. Seeing through her act, he confesses he genuinely wants to support her dream and be with her. Iku happily accepts, joining the ever-growing girlfriend group. When introduced to the others, Iku proudly asks them to hit her with a bat, disturbing everyone immediately. Rentaru reassures her and asks the girls to help save the baseball team. Since Hahari cannot abuse her authority, the only option is winning fairly. The girls agree, seeing it as training. Practice is pure chaos. Balls fly everywhere, technique is non-existent, and everyone is exhausted. While Rentaru calls it a day, Iku keeps training non-stop. The next day, the girls return sore and shocked to find Iku still swinging past 100,000 reps before collapsing again. Worried she will destroy herself, the girls decide to train alongside her. Baseball practice officially becomes another battlefield of love, insanity, and terrible life choices. As the game is about to start, Rentaru proudly announces that he managed to recruit 3 more girls to fill the empty spots on the team. His confidence immediately shatters when he receives a message saying all 3 are sick and can't play. While he panics internally, the coach of the Jurassic team tells her players to take the match seriously and promises them barbecue if they win. Rentaru explains their situation and asks if family and friends can fill in instead, and the coach casually allows it. With that settled, the match finally begins. Ikusutu takes the mound and starts pitching, completely overwhelming the Jurassic team. One of their players, Baroi, becomes visibly nervous, while their ace pitcher, Toronto, quickly recognizes Iku as genuinely skilled. Baroi recalls that Iku was involved in a traumatic incident back in middle school and assumes she won't be much of a threat when it comes to batting. When the teams switch sides, Inda steps up to bat, but Toronto launches an insanely powerful pitch. Inda manages to hit it, but the bat flies out of her hands, proving she couldn't withstand the impact. Baroi smugly explains that Toronto throws metal fastballs capable of breaking bats, and that only she can catch them properly, earning the duo the nickname Destiny Duo. Things only get worse when it's Iku's turn to bat. Distracted by the cheers of the crowd, she hesitates and fails to swing. Sensing her moment of doubt, Baroi signals Toronto to use her ultimate pitch. Iku manages to hit it, but her bat shatters and she injures herself in the process. While the girls rush to her side, it's revealed that Toronto can only use that pitch once a day due to the strain it puts on her arm. Even so, the Jurassic team continues to dominate, and it looks like defeat is inevitable. Iku blames herself, but Rentaru refuses to give up and tells everyone to focus on defense and not allow another point. Baroi, convinced the game is already decided, targets Shizuka, mocking her as the weakest player. Her words shake Shizuka's confidence, and the Jurassic team scores 3 more points. Seeing Shizuka in tears ignites the girls' anger. When Inda bats again, she explodes with determination, hitting the ball with everything she has and scoring a point purely out of rage for Shizuka's sake. One by one, the others follow, pushing themselves beyond their limits and shocking Baroi as the gap starts to close. Shizuka eventually gets her turn and, remembering everyone's faith in her, steadies herself. Despite her slowness, she manages to reach the base thanks to an emotional fumble from the opposing catcher. Finally, Iku steps up again, visibly shaken by memories of the past, when her powerful hit once injured a spectator. Toronto uses her ultimate pitch one last time, and after 2 misses, Iku commits fully. She strikes the ball with overwhelming force, aiming it straight at Rentaru. Putting everything on the line, he catches it in a massive shockwave, securing their victory. Overcome with emotion, Iku rushes to him, thanks him for believing in her, and kisses him, declaring her love as the team celebrates their impossible win. After the match, Rentaru and the girls share a barbecue with the Jurassic team. And even Baroi drops her tough act to sincerely apologize to Shizuka. With the tension gone, everyone eats together like normal teenagers instead of rival athletes who almost sent each other to the hospital. Later, the group goes on a karaoke date, and Rentaru just sits there thinking he might be the luckiest guy alive, watching his girlfriends perform like an overly proud dad at a school event. When he steps out to grab some juice, he finds Shizuka alone, nervously admitting she has never sung in front of others because she's scared of messing up. Rentaru reassures her in his usual gentle way, telling her to just enjoy the moment. Seeing everyone having fun gives Shizuka the courage she needs, and she decides to sing. Unfortunately for everyone else, Kusuri secretly activated a cuteness-boosting drug in the room. The moment Shizuka starts singing, her cuteness hits like a tactical nuke. One by one, the girls get overwhelmed. Nano nearly passes out, Pseudo tries to punch herself awake and ends up enjoying it a little too much. And even Mei steps in to protect the group before getting blown away by hallucinations. Kurumi openly admits she wants to eat Shizuka, which somehow still isn't the weirdest reaction. Kusuri attempts to fix things, but the cuteness only intensifies, taking out Hahari, Inda, and basically everyone else. Rentaru, being the human embodiment of bad decisions driven by love, refuses to interrupt Shizuka's song and instead joins her, triggering an explosion of sweetness that launches the girls out of the building. Somehow, he still manages to save everyone, because of course he does. After surviving that, Rentaru later takes the girls to the mall, where a stunning upperclassman named Mimimi locks eyes with him and triggers the soulmate shock. She immediately invites him on a date, proudly declaring it an honor to be his lover. It quickly becomes obvious she's a hardcore narcissist, obsessed with beauty and perfection. She drags him into a full makeover, turning him into a budget nano lookalike and nearly bankrupting him in the process. When other shoppers mock her out of jealousy, Rentaru stands up for her without hesitation, even using his own body to shield her from a thrown drink. He then saves the angry guy too, proving once again that he has zero self-preservation instincts but unlimited emotional intelligence. Touched by his kindness, Mimimi admits she loves him for who he is, not how he looks. She's perfectly fine becoming his 10th girlfriend until Nano shows up. Realizing Nano is the girl who once surpassed her beauty, Mimimi refuses to join the family and challenges Nano to a beauty contest, demanding the loser leave Rentaru's life. Everyone assumes Nano won't care, but she calmly stands up from her wheelchair and accepts, proving this war is about to get way more intense. Back on the rooftop, we learn that Nano once won a beauty contest in the past, though she casually admits she only entered by mistake, which is probably the most Nano thing anyone has ever said. Mimi is still traumatized by that loss and tries to befriend Nano afterward, but Nano shuts her down instantly, calling friendship inefficient and walking away like an emotionless robot with Wi-Fi. Now determined to finally beat her, Mimi gathers everyone for a proper rematch. Rentaru explains that they'll settle things with a beauty search contest, which Inda doesn't understand at all, forcing Mimi to explain that it's a supposedly official event recognized by the World Beauty Association, which already sounds extremely fake. The rules are simple. Mimi and Nano take turns praising a chosen person's beautiful qualities, with Rentaru acting as the judge. Whoever earns more points wins, and the loser gets exiled from the family, because this anime treats emotional trauma like a party game. Inda is chosen first, and Mimi praises her relentless curiosity, earning a point. Nano follows up by pointing out Inda's almond-shaped eyes, getting another. Inda slowly dies of embarrassment as the compliments continue. Round after round, the girls are praised, and by the 7th round, Nano has built a solid lead. Hahari points out that if Nano wins the next round, the contest is basically over. Shizuka becomes the next subject, and everyone assumes Nano has the advantage since she understands her well. Nano compliments Shizuka's quiet nature, but Rentaru cruelly rules that cute doesn't count as beauty, instantly nuking Nano's chances and emotionally destroying her in the process. Mimi wins the round, evening things out. For the final round, Rentaru himself becomes the subject, and Mei takes over as judge. Mimi compliments his thick eyebrows, only for Rentaru to reveal he shaved them off. Nano praises his uniform, so he immediately rips it off like a lunatic determined to sabotage his own dignity. Every compliment is countered by Rentaru removing whatever feature is mentioned, until time runs out and he's standing there looking like a walking midlife crisis. The round ends in a draw, meaning neither Mimi nor Nano is exiled. While everyone is relieved, Mimi considers the draw a personal loss and prepares to leave. Nano stops her and apologizes for hurting her feelings in the past, admitting she's learned the value of friendship thanks to Rentaru. It's revealed that Mimi secretly entered Nano into the original beauty contest years ago because she admired her and wanted to be friends. With that cleared up, the girls officially welcome Mimi into the family, despite her narcissism. Mimi immediately starts giving makeovers, turning Kusuri shockingly elegant. Kusuri kisses Rentaru in excitement, which inspires Mimi to declare that kissing releases beauty hormones. Soon, all the girls line up to kiss Rentaru using Kusuri's dangerously enhanced lip balm, overwhelming both him and themselves. By the end of the day, everyone is glowing with beauty, and Rentaru has somehow evolved into a literal work of art, proving that love really can destroy a man. We suddenly open on a group of serious-looking researchers panicking in a lab, explaining that solar activity is dropping and the world is slowly heading toward a new ice age. Meanwhile, Rentaru hears about this and immediately takes it as a personal responsibility, because of course the fate of the planet somehow always ends up on his shoulders. Back with the girls, everyone notices Rentaru is still bald after his heroic self-sabotage in the beauty contest. Kusuri casually pulls out a hair-growing medicine. Mei offers to cut it, and within minutes, Rentaru's hair is back and styled better than most anime protagonists deserve. Things go wrong when Hahari accidentally drinks a dangerous mix of hair control and hair growth drugs, causing her hair to form a cocoon, hijack her brain, and go full apocalypse mode. Hahari's hair starts attacking everyone like it's possessed, and Rentaru immediately injures himself trying to save Mei, because this man refuses to survive normally. Kusuri explains that the hair is acting purely on Hahari's instincts and won't stop growing unless she wakes up. Chaos breaks out as the hair spreads across the city, knocking people out and grabbing girlfriends left and right. Kusuri sacrifices herself to create an escape route. Inda gets caught, and others barely make it out. Even when the car won't move because the hair is holding it down, the girls still work together to escape, while Sue gets restrained and, disturbingly, enjoys it. As the city gets completely swallowed by Hahari's hair, Nano takes command and leads Rentaru toward a nearby rooftop. Mei and Shizuka escape separately in a helicopter, thanks to Shizuka using a drug to become extra cute and distract the hair, because that somehow makes sense here. On the rooftop, Rentaru sees the entire city buried and thinks it's the end of the world. Nano and Mimi try to fight the hair using logic and beauty tools, but they get captured. Mei and Shizuka return in a helicopter, and Rentaru is forced to leave Nano and Mimi behind, being told he's the only one who can save Hahari. Rentaru jumps straight into the sea of hair, trusting that it won't kill him because it follows Hahari's instincts. He briefly blacks out and gets a surprise pep talk from Hahari's late husband, who casually checks in from the afterlife. Rentaru wakes up at the core, realizes Hahari's mind is trapped, and kisses her to reach her heart. She regains control, breaks down in guilt, and then uses her hair to form a massive pillar reaching the sun. Rentaru cuts it. The sun burns it away, solar activity is restored, and the world is saved. Afterward, Hahari locks herself away in shame until Rentaru shows her the news. Nobody was hurt. People actually loved the experience, and scientists confirm her hair literally saved the planet. Realizing this, Hahari finally smiles again as the girls comfort her, fully embracing her role as the overly dramatic mother of the family, and apparently the entire world. Mimi starts a makeup class for the girls, who are way too excited to improve themselves, even though Rentaru already thinks they've peaked as human beings. While he's waiting outside, he notices a quiet classmate named Kakure Mimi, a girl so shy she hides her entire existence behind her bangs. A sudden gust of wind nearly exposes her forehead, but before that can traumatize her, a sign almost smacks her in the face. Rentaru saves her at the last second. Their eyes meet, and boom, soulmate alarm activated. At this point, Rentaru getting new soulmates is less romance and more a workplace hazard. Kakure immediately explains that she hates being looked at because she's extremely shy, and her bangs are basically her emotional support blanket. Rentaru tells her safety matters more than hair, which emotionally devastates her because priorities. He casually compliments her eyes, and she instantly vanishes. Rentaru is left wondering if he just unlocked a stealth-type girlfriend. The next day, Rentaru finds a handmade doll in his locker with a note from Kakure thanking him. He tries to talk to her, but she keeps disappearing mid-conversation like a lagging NPC. After asking the girls, he learns Kakure is actually really pretty and hides it on purpose. When he finally apologizes for embarrassing her, she admits she's not mad, just deeply in love with him. This causes both of them to malfunction, and she vanishes again. Eventually, she reveals her disappearing is just misdirection using dolls, objects, and panic. She believes she doesn't deserve to be his girlfriend because she's too shy, but Rentaru, powered by pure boyfriend energy, tells her he loves her anyway. She agrees to date him, only for her binder to rip open and reveal she's hiding way more than just her face. Rentaru survives. Barely. Kakure is introduced to the girlfriends, immediately hides behind Rentaru, and reveals she likes knitting and made dolls for everyone. The girls praise her, which instantly makes her disappear again. To help her feel accepted, Rentaru suggests a game of hide-and-seek across the school, promising he'll find everyone. The girls hide in increasingly ridiculous spots, and get found one by one, mostly because they can't behave. Eventually, only Kakure remains unfound. After noticing clues, Rentaru realizes she's hiding inside the vice principal's hair like a horror movie reveal. He pulls her out, declares her the winner, and the girls finally accept her strange hiding habits. As her reward, she's supposed to get a kiss, but she says she's not ready. Rentaru agrees, then immediately kisses her anyway before she can disappear again, apologizing mid-kiss like the disaster he is. Mimi asks who he's talking to, and Rentaru realizes Kakure has already vanished, proving that even as his girlfriend, she still has the strongest escape game in the series. The episode opens with Inda dreaming that Rentaru shows up late, apologizes, and then walks away because he thinks he's not good enough for her. She chases him in panic, only to wake up and realize it was just a nightmare, which already tells you how bad she is at expressing her feelings. Later, Rentaru shows everyone a heart-shaped snack that supposedly brings happiness to couples who share it. Being the overachiever he is, he suggests splitting it into 12 pieces so everyone can eat together. Most of the girls are excited, but Inda immediately claims she doesn't care. Rentaru feeds her anyway, and she responds by mentally spiraling because she can't even say thank you without her pride combusting. To cope, she stabs him in the eye with the snack, because this is apparently her love language. Inda starts feeling isolated, thinking she's different from the other girls who are all openly affectionate. Things escalate when Kusuri accidentally drops one of her medicines during a sumo match. Inda, convinced Rentaru will abandon her if she doesn't change, drinks it without permission. The result is terrifying. Her tsundere energy disappears, and she suddenly becomes calm, polite, and painfully nice. Kusuri immediately realizes the truth. Inda's strength came from that explosive tsundere energy removing her natural limiter. Without it, she's physically weaker and emotionally softer. Even Sue is disappointed she can't get launched into orbit by Inda anymore. The girls try to adjust to this new version of her, but it feels wrong. She's gentle, apologetic, and even starts crocheting with Shizuka and Mimi. While everyone admits she's pleasant, they also agree they miss the old Inda. Kusuri prepares a reversal drug, but Inda refuses to take it, believing she has to stay nice to deserve love. Rentaru takes her for a walk and finally says what she needs to hear. He tells her he fell in love with her because she's a tsundere, not despite it. He refuses to let her hate the version of herself that he loves. Inda agrees to return to normal, but when she drinks the new medicine, nothing happens. She's still stuck in nice mode. With night falling, Hana invites Inda to stay over, and Rentaru joins them to keep an eye on things. He learns from Kusuri that tsundere energy is created naturally through emotional friction. Realizing this, Rentaru decides the only solution is simple. He'll keep loving Inda loudly, directly, and relentlessly until her tsundere instincts reboot themselves, because if there's one thing this man is good at, it's emotionally overwhelming his girlfriends back to factory settings. The next day, Rentaru gathers everyone and explains his plan to bring Inda fully back to normal. He reveals that everyone can produce tsundere or tsundere energy, but Inda can no longer generate enough on her own. His idea is to have all the girls take Kusuri's anti-dere medicine and channel their tsundere energy into Inda. Kusuri agrees the theory makes sense, but Rentaru points out a huge risk. If the energies don't harmonize properly, Inda's body could literally explode. To prevent that, he decides he'll act as a filter and transfer the energy to her himself, comparing it to how Goku gathers energy for a spirit bomb. The girls worry about Kurumi, since she's also affected by dere medicine. But Kusuri explains that Kurumi's personality is shaped more by hunger than tsundere energy, so she'll be fine. Even knowing the danger, everyone agrees to help. One by one, the girls begin releasing their tsundere energy, enduring the pain as Rentaru gathers it into himself. Hahari acts extra tsundere to boost the process, but soon everyone feels the strain. When Rentaru tries to give the energy to Inda, he realizes he can barely hold it together. The overload starts affecting his personality, and he begins acting tsundere himself. In that moment, he finally understands how hard it's been for Inda all this time. He tells her how amazing she is for fighting her emotions every day just to express her love. Then, With all his strength, he tells her he loves her and transfers the energy into her. Inda struggles but absorbs it all, releasing a massive shockwave. Everyone cheers when it looks like she's back to normal, but when she calmly thanks them, they briefly panic that she's still not fully recovered. Afterward, the mood shifts as the girls reflect on everything Rentaru has done. They all agree he's the perfect boyfriend. Mimi jokingly worries that she and Mimi aren't supposed to exist yet, since they weren't in the manga, but the others brush it off, blaming the anime director if anything goes wrong. Nano points out that most relationships fail due to poor communication, which inspires Mimi to try being more honest. When Rentaru joins them, the girls take turns expressing their feelings. Kusuri thanks him for making her happy, Nano praises his effort and sincerity, and Sue says she's inspired by how hard he works for them. Shizuka says she's grateful he's always by her side. Hahari calls herself the happiest girl alive. Hana says she's glad he was born, and Mei admits she wants to spend her life with him. Mimi compliments his beautiful heart. Kurumi thanks him for always feeding her, and even Mimi manages to confess before vanishing again. Finally, Inda struggles to speak, but then tells him she loves everything about him. Overwhelmed, Rentaru breaks down in tears and declares that he loves all of them more than anything in the world. And after everything, the chaos, the pain, the explosions, the near-death experiences, the emotional overload, Rentaru Aiju still stands here, loving every single one of them with his whole heart. Not because it's easy, not because it's logical, but because this insane, impossible love is exactly who he is. If you enjoyed this recap, subscribe for more anime stories where emotions hit harder than punches and logic never survives the episode. Like the video if Rentaru is officially the most overworked boyfriend in anime history. And comment below which girlfriend or moment hit you the hardest, because this family only keeps growing, and the next episode somehow gets even more unhinged. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next recap.